Hello, beautiful people. How are you all? Welcome to the replay. If you are catching this on replay, tag somebody that you know, tag a woman that you care about, tag her in the comments so that she can participate in this conversation tonight. Welcome to the November 16th edition of Mondays with Mo. If this is your first time here, welcome to the Confetti Collective. We are a digital media platform that inspires and empowers women like you to take ownership, take responsibility, and take up space in your life. And Mondays with Mo is my weekly opportunity just to pop in and chat with you all and talk about stuff and things. I am the founder and certified confidence coach here at the Confetti Collective, and I'm here to inspire your largeness. Like, I just want you to be bold and audacious and just so extra. And we get to chop it up and chat it up every Monday. And I'm excited to be here with you tonight. Hey, Shanu, I see you all coming in. Hello, hello, hello. Say hey in the comments. Let me know who is here. And so I am a little bit early than normal, our normal Mondays with more time, but I've got a peer group session right at our traditional Mondays with more time. And I didn't want to pre-record this conversation. I wanted to be here with you live in real life. Y'all know sometimes, like not every Mondays with Mo is live. Okay. I have highfalutin software that allows me to be live without being really live. But I wanted to be here live with you tonight because this will be a good conversation. I'm excited to be here. Hey Teresa, let's talk about how to set things right. And I wanted to talk about this right now, especially because, we're sliding into Thanksgiving. Like next week is Thanksgiving, and then we're going to blink and it's going to be New Year. And a lot of us are going to be happy because the 2020ness of 2020 has been off the chain. It has been a lot. Okay. Hey, Deandra, it's been a lot. So I know that there are a lot of you that are going to be like, you know what, 2020, you need to take your old rusty, dusty, raggedy, thin hip self on out of here. Thin hip is one of them old lady insults. But y'all know, you know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. You're going to be ready and excited that 2020 is gone. And I don't want us to wait until that time to start thinking about how we can reset, set things right again, or just adjust to prepare us for the next whatever is coming, right? So I want to have a conversation about how you can do this, and I hope y'all are ready for it. We're not going to be here long, I promise, because I'm getting hot. I don't know what's up with that. Um, yeah, I'm getting uncomfortable, so I'm gonna be talking fast. All right, so let's talk about the reset. So first thing, before we even get into the steps, right? I kind of want to talk about the pre-work because there's always pre-work before we can get into the steps to go through how to set things right again. And I want to encourage us to first kind of operate with the awareness that we can't reset or we can't set things right if we're unclear. If we don't know what we're doing here, who we are, what matters to us, what doesn't, what our boundaries are, if we don't know any of that, like we won't even really be able to go through this process. So we have to be clear about where we stand in relation to the rest of the world, right? So that is a process in and of itself. Figuring out what your values are. If those of you that are watching live, even on the replay, drop something, drop a core value of yours, something you something that's a must, or something that if it's missing in a relationship, it's a deal breaker for you. For me, one of those a core value is integrity. And I kind of have two definitions of integrity. One of them is definitely rooted in my military experience. In the Army, they really like drill it into our heads that integrity is doing the right thing when nobody is looking. And that's true. That's one level. But through this work as a confidence coach, integrity to me also means to live integrated. So whatever I believe and feel internally has to match what is reflected externally. So I can't say internally that um respect matters to me, but then I let people disrespect me. So it doesn't match. So for me, integrity is one of them. Natalie says, being true to your word. Yes. Oh my gosh. That is so hard for a lot of people. Teresa says, honesty, integrity. Yes. So knowing what those things are that matter to us is important because that's really going to guide how we move through this process. Once we know what matters to us, we can shape or reshape our identity in this world, and and what we stand for, and what we'll accept and what we won't accept, and what's cool with us and what's not. Our identity is how we see ourselves, and once we have that firmly planted or firmly at least identified, then our identity shapes our thoughts. So once you have a clear idea of how you see yourself, then you start to create beliefs and mindsets that reinforce that. Going back to my example, if part of my identity values integrity, then what I'm going to think about myself is going to shape how I operate in relationships with people. So basically, if somebody is operating outside of integrity as a core belief of mine, I can't fool with them. I can't. So what how I see myself dictates the thoughts that I have, and those thoughts dictate my actions, right? Identity, thoughts, actions. It lines up, and it's interesting that we it's interesting because I know some of you are thinking of somebody right now that you are like, yeah, they say one thing but they do something else. You're thinking of somebody, you know of it. We all do. We all know of at least one person that acts outside of their identity, or the way that they act makes it clear that they don't even know who they are. They just do things that it's like, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? So the challenge with that is to be honest with ourselves about who we are, honest with ourselves about what our identity is. Natalie says also to not overlook red flags. Trust your intuition. Listen, Natalie, you just said a whole bunch of words right there, sis. Let me tell y'all something. I truly believe, like, there's no science out there. I don't know if it is, but a woman that has honed her intuition will always know how to stay out of trouble. Like and when I say hone it, I mean she knows what that voice sounds like, and she has practiced listening to it, so she listens. Because I think we all have that intuition. We all do. Even as children, we have it, but we don't listen to it all the time because we don't always trust that it's right. So it takes practice to recognize that voice and to know, all right, she ain't led me wrong all these years, and I'm just gonna keep following what she tells me to do. Something doesn't feel right about so and so, so I'm gonna leave that alone. I have walked away from like partnerships and opportunities because my intuition told me something was off, and I just listened to her. I listen to her. She guides me. She never sets me up for failure. So listen to her. Deandra says honesty, awareness, integrity, respect, boundaries, so many things. Listen, a list, and we write. Look, your list be as long as your arm of those things that matter to you, because all of those things in totality create your identity. It creates the way that you see yourself. So identity, thoughts, actions, and it's really easy. It's easy. That's why people do it. It's easy to be dishonest about our identity, right? It's easy to lie about our identity to other people, at least. We can perpetrate and put on a front for other people all day long. But Our actions will really show the world who we are. Our actions really show anybody that's paying attention who we really are. I've been doing a lot of studying about leadership, and I'm reading Dare to Lead by Brene Brown right now. I think. I think I saw it in it. I don't remember. I've been doing a lot of studying about leadership, and I am reading the book, but I don't remember exactly if I saw it in this book. But I saw it was a phrase that says, "How you lead is who you are." The way that you lead, and I would modify that for this conversation. How you show up in the world is who you are. How you act is who you are. How you engage in relationships is who you are. How you talk to people is who you are. So it's really easy to pretend that we are one way, but our actions always tell on us. Our actions always tell on us. That's why we got to do that inner work to get to the identity piece. Like, that's why we have to get that really formed up and really solid so that we won't betray our identity when we go out here and do things that are outside of our own character. Okay? So, the key here, tell the truth to yourself. And if once you kind of start to discover, okay, I really am a raggedy human. I got some raggedy tendencies. Like, if you recognize that, the beautiful thing about it is you can fix it. And you don't have to broadcast it. Write that in your journal. If you do your own self-evaluation and you recognize that you have some raggedy human tendencies, write it down in your journal. Pray about it. Get some support to start changing it. Don't stay in raggedy human. Don't be that person. So let's talk about, what that process looks like to reset. After you've kind of gone through that evaluation, you recognize, okay, my my actions don't line up with my thoughts, and perhaps my thoughts don't line up with my identity, or my identity and my thoughts don't support who I want to be. I'm thinking things about myself that I don't want to think. I have these beliefs about myself that I'm unworthy, that I don't matter, that I can't do such and such. Like, those are real things. Those are real things. And we can fix it. That's the upside of all of this inner work, and like really digging through all of this, is that we can fix it. So if you don't like the person you are, give her room to grow and change. So let's talk about how to coach ourselves through this process of setting things right again. Okay, y'all ready? DeAndre says, more often than not, I simply keep quiet and just observe. People always show you who they are. Yes, ma'am, they do. Just be quiet long enough. I tell my husband that all the time. Like, if you ever come to me and you be like, okay, so this and this happened, and tomorrow, oh, I need to know how to reply. I'll be like, don't say nothing. Because they're going to tell you. They're going to show you everything you need to know. People's actions will always tell the tale. That thing that applies to us applies to other people too. People's actions will always tell on them. Sometimes you just have to give people enough room to do whatever it is that they're going to do. And then you have to pay attention. And that's all you need to know. Sometimes that's all you need to know. All right. These 6 steps, I got 6 steps, 6 questions that I want to encourage you to ask yourself. If you've recognized, you know what, this year is about to end. 2020 has me backed in a corner, all of us, and I need to kind of take more control of what I can control in order to set things right within my area. Okay. So question 1, the first question is, ask yourself, how acceptable is my present situation? because you could be in the gutter and be fine. If you are fine with it, I'm not talking to you. Okay? That's why that's the first question. If your present situation is unacceptable, that's where you need to start. If it's acceptable to you, if you're good, if you're comfortable there, do your thug thizzle. This conversation is not for you. But if you recognize that you are off track and you want to reset, this is who I'm talking to. How acceptable is my present situation? If you have to give it on a scale of 1 to 10, is it a 6? Is it a 9? Is it a 3? Even a 3 still matters. A 3 still means it's not acceptable. So once you recognize and once you are aware and you acknowledge that the present situation is not acceptable to you, then you can go to the second question to ask yourself, the second coaching step. How far am I off course? If I've decided, you know what, living like this, being with so and so, having these issues is unacceptable. And this is not the life that I imagined for myself. I expected to have this type of family, and I'm dealing with a fool. I expected to have this much peace. I expected to be at peace in my life. I expected to have this job. I expected to have this type of relationship with my children, whatever it is. How far are you off course? The ideal situation and where you are. How wide is that gap? Is it this big or is it this big? Only you can know. And you have to identify the gap because then you can be clear on how much work you have to do. You can set the goal for saying, you know what, I'm at mile marker 99 and I want to be at mile marker 32. So I know how much distance I have to close the gap between where I am and where I want to be. That's the second step, to coach yourself to set things right again. Step number 3, where do I want to be? What do you want? That's a really hard question for people to answer. When I do like business coaching, business consulting coaching, um, and I might be sitting down with a business owner and they're like, okay, well, I don't have this, and I'm trying, and I don't know what this is, and I don't know this. My first question usually is, well, what do you want? That's a really hard question for people to answer, especially if for a long time you've been spinning on what you don't have and what's not working. To be able to give yourself the room to state what you want is really hard to do. But if you want to set things right again in your life, you have to identify that. You have to identify that. And nobody else can identify that for you. I want more peace. I want more clarity in my life. I want to be able to make decisions better because I'm clear on where I stand. I want to be able to go into my, supervisor's office and tell them why I deserve to be paid more. I want to be able to reconcile with a family member that I haven't spoken to in umpteen years. Whatever it is. Don't be afraid to speak the thing that you want. Because women, we're kind of conditioned not to do that. We're kind of conditioned to, oh, well, I'm just happy to be here. No, I'm not just happy to be here. I want what's over there. Don't, no. What do you want? Yeah, thank you for inviting me. Now I want that. It's not just enough to be nominated. I want to win. Shoot, we get this, we're conditioned to do that and to play small and to fold ourselves up, and just be, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Say what you want. Speak it. Speak what you want. That's question number 3 because I lost the track. Question 4. So when you think about what you want, right? Then this fourth question is, think about the woman that is in that space. So if I want to be the director at my job, maybe that's where I want to be, right? How does that woman carry herself? What does her day look like? What are her habits? Um, what stories is she telling herself? Because you need to start giving yourself the space to imagine who you will be there. Who will you be after you've repaired XYZ relationship? Who will you be when your business is making 6 and 7 figures a year? Who will you be when you pay off your mother's mortgage? Like whatever the thing is, whatever that dream is, who will you be? What does that woman do? Does she make excuses? Is she on time? Does she does she prioritize self-care? Like what does she do? You need to get clear about that woman, because then you can, step 5, you can decide and figure out what the next best step is for you to take in order to become her. If the woman I want to be has somebody coming to her house, 2 times a week to clean, and maybe she also has somebody dropping off meals because she's not cooking, and maybe she also you know does like mother-daughter cooking classes 3 times a month, right? Maybe that's the woman I want to be. What is my next best step in order to becoming that woman? Well, first, maybe I need to take a look at my budget to see if I can afford having somebody come to my house and clean twice a week. And then the next best step after that is to look for somebody and start and interview people to do that. And then the next best step after that is blank. So you see what I'm going here? You need to give yourself the space to think about who that woman is, that version of you. That woman is you. What does her life look like in that new space? And then from where you are here, what's your next best step to becoming her? Maybe does that mean uh, setting your alarm every morning and actually waking up the first time it goes off? Does that mean reading, or yeah, does that mean reading and studying and researching a new skill? Does that mean going to bed at a decent time? Does that mean exercising or moving your body a couple of days a week, so just so you feel better in your skin? What does that mean? What's the next best step? That's the 5th question, and I'll post all these questions in the comments. Um, the last question, the last step to coach yourself into setting things right again, is to commit to the process as a lifestyle. This isn't a one and done type thing. It's not a one and done type thing. This won't be the last time that you will have to set things right again in your life. It's a practice. It's an everyday thing. There's a reason people that go to the gym go every day. I wish once I built those muscles the first time, those muscles just stayed there. But it doesn't work like that. Like I have to lift the weights consistently, regularly to maintain the muscles. So if you want to maintain that sense of equilibrium, that sense of balance in your life, you will have to go through this process multiple times, over and over and over again. Life happens. 2020 happens. That's going to be the new thing. 2020 happens. And when 2020 happens, we have to reset. And it is a process. And it is something that, we might do at 25, and then we have to do again at 30. And then we have to do again at 33. And then we have to do again at 36. And then we do it again at 40. And then again at 42. Like, it's a process. It's a never ending thing. For me, every time you go through it, I discover more about myself. So instead of looking at it as a chore, I see it as an opportunity to grow and learn me better. I want to learn me better because I don't want people to be out here telling me stuff about myself that I don't already know. I want to know me better than anybody else knows me. So I will be willing to go through the process of setting things right whenever I need to, because I know that at the end of the process, I'm going to be better. I will be a more evolved version of myself. I'll be better. And who doesn't want to be better? It is a process, and we can do it. We can do anything. And that's not like just rah rah what I'm saying to you. That is the truth. We can do anything. What a woman has done, a woman can do anything. Okay? We can go to the moon if we want to. Anything. DeAndre says always evolving. Exactly. It is a process. It's a constant process. And that's the last step of this process is just committing to it. It's a lifestyle. We're always going to be doing it. And I kind of feel like if some years have gone by and I haven't done it, like I start to get suspicious. Have I just fallen into some negative habits and not even realized it? Have I drifted so far away? You know, when you're standing on the beach, have I drifted so far away like I don't even recognize that I'm off course? And why didn't anybody tell me? That's what I'm thinking. It's a journey. It's a process. Somebody that I somebody that hasn't interacted with me in years should come to me and be like, "Oh, you're different from the last time we hung out." Yeah, I am. Because the last time we hung out, I was 35. Now I'm 40. Now I'm 47. You know, like we're supposed to be different, in my opinion. So I want to encourage you all. You don't have to wait until the new year to set things right again in your life. If you recognize that you are, you're off track, it's okay. We all are. And anybody that tells you they're not is a filthy liar. And they probably not alignment with their identity, thoughts, and actions. So don't listen to them anyway. We all are going through this. We are all waking up every single day and trying to figure it out. My mindset now was just whatever adventures come today, like I'll just be here. Whatever's gonna happen, I'm just gonna deal with it. That's just what it is. You don't have to wait until the flip of the calendar to January 1 to set things right again in your life. You can do it at any time. And I'm encouraging you, especially as we count down these days until the end of this year, child. For me, there is a motivation to move through these days and to move through these days with a sense of purpose, because I know that before the new year gets here, I'm going to be set right already. I'm not waiting until the new year. Take the opportunity to get yourself right whenever things get off track in your life. Whenever they do. And they will. That's just life. Nobody's exempt. Nobody's immune from it. We all go through it. So I just want to encourage you all. I thank y'all so much for being here. If you have questions, anything, let me know. Those of you that are live, if you have any takeaways before I roll, drop them in the comments. It's a process. I just don't even know another way to say it. It is a process. And we just have to commit to it. No, and you know what? I don't even want to say that. You don't have to. Like, you could opt out of your life if you want to. If you want to. But if you choose to, you can go through it. You can, figure out. You could be water and just move with life. Don't be so rigid that you break when stuff happens, when challenges or obstacles get thrown in your path. Be like water. Oh, this is what's going on? Boom, I know what to do. Oh, this is coming from this way? Boom, I'm going to do this. Like, that's what it is. That's what it is. And the beautiful thing about that is that's how we learn that we can overcome. That's how we build our confidence brick by brick by brick. Confidence happens in a moment and it's a lifestyle. It happens in a moment and it's a lifestyle, meaning it's an everyday thing. It's an everyday practice. You get up every day and you brush your teeth. I hope. Every day we go through this. All right. So I thank y'all so much. The steps to coach yourself, the questions to ask yourself are in the comments. So take a screenshot, share them, tag, like I said, tag a woman that you know needs to be a part of this, needs to give herself the opportunity to go through this process for herself. Because that's why we do this. So I am going to get out of here. I thank you all so much for being here. I hope your day, your Monday has been amazing. I hope you are setting yourself up to be amazing for the rest of this week. Because why not? Like if you're going to be anything, be amazing. You know, like it's just why not? So, let's be amazing. Let's decide today that whatever happens the rest of this week, it's going to be amazing. We're not going to speak anything else but that. We're not going to receive anything that is not that. And that's it. So thank you all so much. I appreciate every single one of you for being a part of this online community. I think I'll be back. No, not even I think. I will be. Hopefully. Should be back before the end of this week to talk to you about what's coming for the holidays, because I know some of you have been wondering. You ain't been seeing nothing. You're like, Mo, what's happening? It's stuff happening, child. We just got to get it together. All right. So I appreciate you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tagging a bestie. And I'll catch you later. Bye.